Okay, so I just finished recording the other one. Actually, it's been like 10 minutes, but that was cool. That was cool, and it leaves me with a feeling, and the feeling is that maybe I want to do this. It's a little bit nerve wracking in that I have a job and a life, to the extent that you can call it that. And, you don't want to disrupt anything by putting too much out there. But at the same time, um, it feels cool. And there was a time when I did do stuff online and I did do stuff publicly, and maybe that time is coming back. I don't know. So, what is this? We're going to call this a vlog for now because that means I can do whatever I want. There are fewer rules, no expectations. And then we're going to try and figure out what, if anything, is this vlog about? Are there things that I could talk about here that might be interesting to me, therapeutic to me, interesting to anyone else? Is this just another pile of narcissism online by random guy X? Probably. What can I talk about? Let's see. That's relevant. I don't know. I mean, there is the politics always. I'm one of the people who is a pox on both their houses. Hated Biden, hated Trump. Couldn't believe this is what we were stuck with. Couldn't believe that this is what we were stuck with the second time around. I think I was like not in huge company on not liking either one. It seems like everyone's chosen a side, which I find to be depressing because both of these options are frankly garbage. So there's that. We could rant about that for weeks and weeks, and do the thing where we show clips of other people and whatever. Oh, phones spouting off. Um, there's education. Used to work in higher education. Was a professor at multiple campuses. Why did I leave education? Is it a good idea? What's happening to education? It's dying. It's probably not a good idea for most people anymore. Why did I leave? Because it turns out you can't do science if you need the money. That's not how the system works. And once you realize that, you will never do science because you are not independently wealthy. That's when you decide to leave if you have any integrity, which I did. I mean, I've given like 20 different reasons to different people at different times for why I left. So we could do that. We could talk about the decline in academics. What else is there? Video games. I could just become a streamer. I like to play games. I've put like this is not necessarily a happy thing, but it is. I've put like probably 300 hours into Elden Ring since it was released, which is not like a record by any means, but for somebody in my age group, Gen X, with kids, executive job, corporate America, it's kind of a lot. I am just playing Wu Chang right now, which I thought was going to be kind of a Souls clone, but actually it's pretty good. So there's gaming, there's general tech. Um, that's tricky because I'm getting to get off my lawn age where I'm full of stories that sound like the stories that boomers used to tell me, but they're all about tech in like the 80s and 90s. I mean, I could show you a Newton Message Pad 2100 that I have here somewhere. Maybe that would be interesting. I don't know. We could talk about email bang paths and resolving to the first smart hosts when DNS was coming online, and but nobody would understand what I'm talking about. We could talk about AI integration. There's a lot of that going on, but everybody's talking about AI. I think everybody's doing it wrong. We're doing it a lot in my department, my team, and I'm integrating it all over the place, but not in the ways that I think most people are. But we're having, I think, better results than a lot of other people too. So that's cool. We could do that. Probably not though. We could do the men and women thing. I am divorced. I'm a single dad. I probably have a lot to say about relationships, but I don't know if I should say it in a public forum. Probably not. Probably not. I don't know. Maybe someday. It is sad the way things are going out there. It is. It is very difficult to socialize across sex and gender lines these days. I don't know how we got there. It wasn't that way when I was in high school. Gen X, like I said, lots of things used to be a lot better when I was not. Race relations were better, gender relations were better, politics was better. I think social media is to blame for a lot of this. By the way, that's I was an early adopter of social media. That's one of the things I was doing academically in my research. It's one of those guys that was thinking about graph data and relating it to user interfaces and blah blah blah. So I thought social media was going to be great. Turned out to be shit. Kind of ruined the world. Story for another time. I don't know. A lot of options. There are a lot of things that we could do with this. We could talk about work and careers and the state of corporate America, which, no, I better not actually because I'm employed there. So we won't be doing that. Maybe I'll have some side commentary. I'm still sitting here trying to keep my dog still, sort of gently petting, because as I mentioned in the last video, which I recorded like 5 minutes ago, she has recently been spayed and is supposed to have no activity. So that could be where a lot of this comes from. I'm kind of at a loose end. I'm here. The kids are with their mom. Dog cannot walk as we usually do. Normally we walk like 6 miles a day. Lots of activity because, as I said, she's a pointer. But right now we're kind of stuck inside. We talk about conditions socially, right? We have the tariffs happening. We have changes to ways of life all over America, right? Local life, real life I thought it was disappearing. I think it might be coming back, but it certainly looks different from the way it looked 20 years ago. Prices are different. Entertainment is different. What people do with their friends is different. Gosh, people don't really have friends anymore. It's one of those things that's kind of sad. I think they do in larger cities. I lived for many years in New York, and I lived in LA, and I lived in Chicago, and I think in urban centers people have more friends. These days I'm out in flyover America and in the burbs, and it's really hard for people to connect. I mean, that's a good reason to pretend, perhaps start a channel as well. It might be a good way to meet people, because most of my friends somehow have ended up in other states, as well as most of my acquaintances. I have a few, but it would be nice to know more people. If you're in Utah, hit me up, because why not, right? I threw a video on because why not? Shoot me an email or whatever you do on YouTube. If you can find a way to track me down, comment. Is there a DM on YouTube? I don't even know, but why not? Anyway, things to think about. I'm looking at the dog. She's looking at me. Some of those things might need to be talked about, though, and it might just be good. It might just be good for me. That's kind of narcissistic and self-serving, but hey, right? It's 2025. That's what everybody does. That we have like infinite platforms and technology for talking about yourself. Everybody else is doing it. Maybe I should get in on the action. Maybe not, but it looks like I've just done so. So, yeah. Till next time.